Hey, this is Neil Joseph coming to you live for the first time. I would like to speak about the Governor Cuomo situation and start with a question. Why do politicians feel staying in power is so important? Why is it always put beyond, you know, what you are supposed to do for the people? It's hard to understand because I would assume if you go into politics, it's for a noble reason. It's for a selfless reason. But it is something about politics, and this is not just the US. I'm using this story, you know, as a template for politics around the world. There is this thing in politics. I don't know what it is. I'm not a politician, but you can have the noblest of intentions, and still, if you spend enough time in it, it consumes you and it becomes less about what is good for the people and more about what is good for you to stay in power. I've always thought Cuomo was a pretty good governor. He says how he feels, he's direct, you like him, you hate him, but he was a pretty, and for the most part, the image was he's a stand-up guy. And then this story comes out and it's all of this foolishness, and they always say when it rains it pours. So you have, okay, let's talk about the story, what I'm referring to. It is alleged that the governor of New York, Andrew Cuomo, withheld information about the nursing home fatalities to preserve the image that he had at the time, of being on top of everything and not wanting the Trump administration to have the upper hand on him. And it's always sad when you see lives at stake and you're seeing political games being played. That's just sad. Like, how is it that someone's life has less value than you staying in office or you looking good? It's unfortunate. Why does it get to this? So I would like to pose that question. I'm gonna put it out there. Why do you think politicians always seem to get to this point where preserving your power takes precedence to even lives, human lives? And this is not a knock at Cuomo, because as I said, I've always thought he's a decent guy. I still think he's a pretty decent guy. I mean, this is bad because we didn't get into the other stuff. But so this is not someone who is anti-Cuomo now coming to bash him. No. It makes me come back to that same question of why is power more important than a human life, and not just one, many human lives? Like, what is it? I don't know, or maybe I put it out there and I may gain some understanding on this, because it's not an American thing, it's a global thing. And it's a sad reality for us, as a humanity collectively, to see something like that. Because the most precious resource this should be an understanding throughout humanity, that the most precious resource is the human life. There shouldn't be nothing that comes above that. There should be nothing that take precedence above that. But yet it is always, well, 99.9% of the time, it's the case with politics. It's hard to believe, it's hard to understand, it's very saddening and disappointing. But hey, maybe it's just me. What do you think?